Okay, so hi guys, welcome all to English for another lesson of English learning. So we've been looking at a lot of, and sorry, hi to Lewis. I just said hi before. Yes, first time online for you, and Julian. I hope you're both good. I hope everybody enjoyed the warm weather today. Really warm. So it's one of my favorite weathers. So I really love warm weather. Okay, so we've been looking at introducing ourselves, meeting new people. We know how to say expressions like, how's it going? How's everything? Hope you are well. Nice to meet you. Glad to meet you. Good to see you. See you soon. Catch up soon. Do you want to grab a coffee? So lots of expressions and words that are very common because you can find these expressions online, but what's important is it common? And especially in the Australian culture, if we look back at the last lessons, they were a lot of common expressions. So let's keep continuing that. We're talking about introducing ourselves and being able to use common expressions when we do that. Because it's very simple to say who we are, but we need to know common expressions. So we are here, introducing yourself. Page 17. And it says here, write a personal description. So we're going to be reading a personal description. That just means information about Matt, information about Valerie. That's information about her and him, about them. So first name for Matt, we can see Matt. His surname is Lawrence. And his occupation is student. His home country is England. The language that he speaks is English. And his family, he is single. We could say 2 brothers. So that's some information that we know about Matt. And this is what he writes. Hi, my name's Matt, and I'm a student. I'm from England, but I study at a university in the USA. I'm single, and I have 2 brothers. So grammar, we're looking at using the verb to be and is are. So remember, I am, he, she, it is, we are, you are, they are. So we use the verb to be when we give information about ourselves, our name, our job, our occupation, which is the same as job, our country where we're from, the language that we speak, the nationality that we are, our religion. So he could say, I'm Christian. If he's married or not, I'm single, he said. So that's why we need to use the verb to be. But if you talk about a noun, an object, then you use the verb to have. So that's why he said at the end, and I have 2 brothers, because to have is used with nouns or objects. So you've got to be, 2 very important verbs, to be and to have. So make sure you know when to use them. Okay, let's look at Valerie. So Valerie, her name is Valerie. Her first name is Valerie. Her surname is Moreau. I think that's how they pronounced it yesterday in the video. Moreau. We know how to spell. We looked at spelling. So remember, I'll just say her first name, Valerie-Moreau. Okay, and she is a student. Yeah, a student. Her country is New Caledonia. Remember, we looked at that. That's a country next to Australia. New Caledonia. And hi, Gustavo, who's joining us online. She speaks French. She speaks French, English, and Spanish. So we can write that for her. English, French, and Spanish. Great languages. And her family, she says, well, she didn't say, so we can just put a dash. We don't know. So we can just put a line. We don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a moment to write your own. So we will come back to this one because really we have the same question in number 3. It says, write a personal description for you. Now, if you already have, you can look at the Facebook, the welcome one. If you haven't, that's where you could write your welcome. So for question 3, and I'm skipping a little bit, but we'll come back. It says, write a personal description for you. Same as your book. If you haven't already, it says here, welcome, say hi. I know a lot of people have, and I've replied by fixing up the English a little bit for some people. So if you've already done that, you don't need to do anything else. Actually, a good opportunity, let's listen to some people read theirs. So Juanita, would you like to read your introduction about yourself that you have on Facebook? Yeah. So remember, the one that I corrected in the bottom is probably the best.
Hi, I'm Juanita. I'm from Colombia. I am 24 years old. I am an industrial engineer. I came to Australia to travel. I enjoy the process of learning English.
Yeah, I enjoy the process of learning English. Perfect. And hi, Bivi and Valeria. And Min. I hope you guys are well. Okay, so we're looking at writing introductions. We're on page 17, and we just finished reading introduction about Matt, personal information about Matt, and personal information about Valerie. And now we are writing our own. So if you haven't, go to Facebook. You'll see it says welcome, say hi. And because a lot of you already have, we're just reading them, and maybe I'm helping to see if I can fix your pronunciation or something. Gustavo, would you like to read yours? So the one that I corrected in the bottom. Maybe Gustavo?
Teacher.
Hey. So would you like to read your introduction that you wrote about yourself?
Okay. Hi, my name is Gustavo. I come from Colombia. I'm barista and industrial engineer. I love going to the beach and spending time with my family. I have 2 little girls and I really like playing chess.
Yes, good. So you'll notice again, he used the verb to be to talk about himself. My name is Gustavo. I come from Colombia, or I'm Colombian. I'm a barrister. So he told us about his job, and an industrial engineer. And then he talked about his hobbies. And then he used the verb to have to talk about nouns and objects, things that are his. I have 2 little girls. And then I really like playing chess. Good, thank you. Who else is here? Santiago, would you like to read yours? This one here. And live and live
and live in the country of Ecuador, in the city of Yoruba. It is what is
characterized. And actually it should have an S because that's the Australian spelling. So anytime you see Z-E-D, that's the American, always change it to S-E-D. So it is characterized. That means this place, it has. It's just the same as saying this place has.
it is
Yeah.
by having I would like to explain English.
Yes, perfect. So really good. I think Victor is here. Would you like to read yours, Victor? Yes, I think I didn't need to make correction. Yours was perfect. Good. And don't need to. Jose, Ronan, so I can't see a lot of other people. Silvio, Anna, Sebastian, Shirley, Oscar, Vivi, Julian, Min, Valeria. So this is your opportunity. I can help with the English. So come in and just put, it says welcome, say hi. So I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. Now, if you have already done yours, just read other people's so you can see the English. Yeah, just have a, you can reply to someone else, maybe say a comment to someone else, you know, use the opportunity to have a conversation, and I will fix the English. So anytime I see a comment, I will reply with the correction of the English. So if you want, you can comment to someone else. Like, for example, if I was a student, I would comment to Santiago and say, wow, I didn't know that that was the largest volcano in Latin America. Have you been there? So, you know, make a conversation with what someone writes if you want. Okay, so as we wait for the new comments to come through, we'll just come back in about 2 minutes. Okay, so we have a new comment from Shirley. So Shirley says, hello everyone, my name is Shirley. And we don't usually put a comma before and, you don't need to, that's American, but Australian and British do not put a comma before and. So my name is Shirley and I'm from Taiwan. Perfect, and full stop. I've been in Adelaide for almost 2 months now. 5 years ago, I had a working holiday in Australia. So maybe I'd say 5 years ago, I came to Australia to work, like for a working visa. Is that for a working visa? Working holiday. Okay, so I came to Australia maybe for work. You could just say I came to Australia to work. To work for 2 years and visited many cities. Wow. So you were here 2 years ago. Sorry, 5 years ago, for 2 years. Wow. This time I came to Adelaide to improve my English skills. Very good and interesting that you were already here in Australia. And especially, was it in Adelaide or you went to many cities? Ah, many cities. Okay. Cool. That's very interesting. So thank you, Shirley, for sharing that. Min says, hi, guys. So I like that. Very casual. Hey, guys. Hi, guys. I am Min. Full stop. So make sure there's a full stop and then capital letter. I am from Vietnam. So make sure that's one word. And the name of the country, we must put a capital. So full stop. Make sure you're using these full stop. Again, how do you know when to stop a sentence? The easiest way to know is because the next word is a subject. So I'm 42 years old. We don't say years. You could either say I'm 42, full stop, or I'm 42 years old. I came here to study English and enjoy, we usually say we enjoy something and enjoy seeing, and enjoy maybe seeing the Australian culture. So you have to say what you want to enjoy, you know, enjoy meeting people, enjoy learning and whatever, seeing places. So very good. Thank you, Min. And I like how it's very nice and casual. Hi, guys. Sebastian. Hi, my name, so make sure capital letter. My name is Sebastian. I'm 27 years old, full stop. So not a comma, very important, full stop. English grammar is very important and very strict with using a comma and a full stop. I'm a mechanic, full stop. My hometown is Cartagena, Colombia. So remember, we put a comma before the comma after the city and then Colombia. I have been living in Adelaide for a month. Good. I like that grammar. Now it's a very hard grammar. We haven't learnt it yet, but it's the present perfect continuous. So don't worry if that's a bit of a hard grammar. You will learn that actually in the next level. I don't know if we do it in this level. I have been living in Adelaide for a month. I really like playing soccer. Good. Thank you, Sebastian. Oscar. Do I need to refresh or is this one? Yeah. I know because it's not live. It doesn't show me the refreshed one. So hi, I'm Oscar Striker. I'm from
Manga.
Bucaramanga, Colombia. Good, comma. I see after the city and then country. I'm a mechanitronic engineer. Okay, interesting. I have been living in Adelaide for 2 months now. I'm learning to study English. Yeah, and maybe I might connect that. And I'm learning to study English. Full stop. Perfect. Yep, very good. Thank you. Brian. I'm Brian, full stop. So we need to have a full stop. I'm 19 years old, full stop. I am Colombian, so you don't need a comma before and I came to Australia to study and improve my English, full stop. I also study systems engineering online. Perfect. I also study system engineering online. I like, maybe because it's the name of a course, I might put it in capital. System engineering online. I like to walk. We don't say or, we only say or when someone is giving you an option. Like, do you want coffee or tea? But hey Julian, so it's and. I like to walk and run in the mornings. Good, thank you for sharing that, Brian. How early do you get up? What time? No, what time? Oh my God, wow, yeah. Some people, I see some people very early in the morning that like to run. So don't forget, guys, if you are waiting or, you know, you can reply to someone else. And again, practice your English, you know, replying. Okay, next. Well, is Clayton online? No, I'll refresh. I think we have some new ones. Yeah, I have to make it Okay. Bivy. Okay, so hello, I'm Viviana. I am from Colombia, Medellin. So usually we put the city first. So I'm from Medellin, Colombia. I'm 28 years old. I'm a kindergarten teacher. That's so cute. So you work with little kids. I'm a kindergarten teacher. I have lived in Australia for 11 months. So I would say I have lived in, is it Sydney? For
Yes,
11
teacher.
Yeah, so I'm going to change that to I have lived in Sydney for 11 months and Adelaide for 3 months. Maybe just to continue it. So that's over a year. Yeah, that's so that's over a year in Australia. I might just make that nice ending for you. So that's over a year in Australia. So she has been here for more than 1 year, over a year. Perfect. Thank you for sharing that, Vivi.
Hey, teacher.
Okay, George. Hi, I'm George Lever. Lever. I'm 18 years old, full stop. I arrived in Australia on June the 10th. I'm working in air conditioning. So we need to say I'm working in we don't need to capitalize it. I'm working in an air conditioning company. Unless you want to say the name of the business, but it's just an air conditioning company. So I'm working in an air conditioning company, full stop. I'm a sportsman. I'm a sportsman. So you like playing sports. I'm a sportsman. I like playing soccer. So I'm a sportsman. Because you said I'm a sportsman, I might connect it by saying I'm a sportsman and soccer is my favorite. Is that your favorite? And soccer is my, favorite sport. I enjoy eating. I enjoy eating. Yeah. Okay, good. So I'm a sportsman. That means he likes to get involved in sports. And then I connected it because he was talking about sports. It's nice to connect that same information, connect it together. So, and soccer is my favorite sport. I enjoy eating. So if you have a look at his one and then my one, you'll see that I kept two information close together before I talked about a different activity. Jonathan. Hello, I'm Jonathan, full stop. I'm from Colombia, but I'm living in Australia. Nice, full stop. I'm 32 years old, full stop. I'm studying online business administration in Colombia and English in Australia. Perfect. I like dancing. So whenever you have I like, usually the activity is an ing. I like dancing, I like singing, I like swimming. So I like dancing, cooking, and traveling. So you have to keep the actions in the same tense. If it's an ing, then it's got to be I like dancing, cooking, and traveling. Or I like to dance, to cook, and to travel. So make sure you use the same grammar when you talk about more than two activities. But perfect. I like dancing, cooking, and traveling. Good. Anna. So, hello, my name is Anna. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Ecuador, but I'm living in Adelaide for 5 days. So that means that you're going to be here for 5 days and then you're going to leave. So I'm from Ecuador, but I'm now living in Adelaide, full stop. I have been here for 5 days, full stop. I came to study English so we say at Alliance College. Remember the name of a business, you do have to put it in capital letters. I speak Spanish. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. Good. So again, here we have, when you speak about your family members, you have to move from the verb to be to the verb to have. So she said, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. Perfect. Jimena. So, hi guys, I'm Jimena, full stop. I'm from Bogota, comma, Colombia, full stop. So very important. Did you see the full stop, the comma? I'm 31 years old, full stop. I'm a tourism and hospitality administrator. Because that's your job title. So I'm a hospitality, or you could say I work in tourism and hospitality, or I am, it's like saying I am a teacher. So you can't take off the a. I am a tourism and hospitality administrator, full stop. My hobbies are, because she said plural, are playing soccer, cooking, watching movies, listening to music, and visiting new places. Good. I love that. And I love the emoji as well. So perfect. I'll just refresh. If there's any more, now would be make sure you finish up writing. Because I think I checked everyone. Sylvia. Okay, hi, my name, you don't need to capitalize name. My name is Silvio, full stop. My middle, we usually say just my middle name is Andre. Is that how I pronounce it? Andre? Is Andre, full stop. My job is, this is not in English. Autonomy. This one? Autonomy.
Himself.
Yeah, what I think that's not this word. My and I'm not sure what job exactly this one. That's not a good translation. It's
Self-employed.
Self-employed. Okay, yeah. So that's perfect. So that means I work for myself. I have my own business. I am self-employed. And then you could say my profession, because he's self-employed, my profession, or I work with mechanics? No. What is it exactly, the job? So I'm self-employed. That just means I have my own business. But what's the job that Sylvia does?
Physiotherapy.
Physiotherapy. This one. So if somebody has problems, like in sports, they will go to this one? No, I don't think so. This is your job. Okay. I didn't know. That's interesting. So am self-employed. I am a physiotherapist. My hometown is Brazil. So my native language is Portuguese. So I just capitalize the names of languages. We must capitalize it. So hi, my name is Silvio. My middle name, we don't need to capitalize middle. My middle name is Andre. I'm self-employed. I'm a physiotherapist. Hey, Talo. My hometown. So that's how you say my country or my hometown is Brazil. So my native language. That means that's his first language. So my native language is Portuguese. Maybe I might put I enjoy learning English, or I'm learning English at the moment. So I might just add that I'm learning English at the moment. Okay, good. So I think that should be everyone's introduction. I don't think I have your introduction, Italo. So when you have time, come in and write an introduction. Welcome, say hi. That's the Facebook post. Repair computers. Yeah, that's what I thought. So does he do physiotherapy or repair computers? Or does he do both and he repairs computers? Maybe both? Let me... So for Silvio, he said, I'm a physiotherapist and I repair computers. Yes, okay. So I work as an admin. So that means, you know, when you do like administrative jobs. So I work as an admin in a physiotherapy, sorry, clinic. Yep, place, clinic, and I repair computers.
Keep calm. Control. Don't make that growth out of that.
So I might connect where he said I'm self-employed. I might connect that with the repairing computers because I think that's what he does. So I'm self-employed. I repair computers, but I also work as an admin in a physiotherapy clinic. Yeah, I think that's much better. Maybe connect that sentence where I repair computers, but I also work as an admin. Okay, good. So again, if you want to reply to someone else, ask them a question. This is a good space to practice your English just by replying to someone else's comment and asking them a question. Okay, so let's continue back here. So we're going to be looking at two words, and but. So these are called conjunctions. And conjunctions are words that connect a sentence. So instead of having, you know, for example, I like apples, full stop. I like bananas, full stop. I like whatever. So instead of having that full stop, because the sentence is the same thing, it's talking about what I like, I can say and. So I like apples and I like bananas. And then we have but. So again, but is a word that we use in the middle to connect one part of information to another part of an information. So instead of using a full stop, these words and but go in the middle. So but is more like when you're changing what you're saying, like I like coffee, but I don't like tea. So you must be speaking about something and going against it. So I like coffee, but I don't like tea. Or I love summer, but I don't like winter. So make sure what you're saying before the but and after the but are in the same category of things. So if it's the weather, if it's drinks, I like dogs, or I like cats, but I don't like dogs. So, so what comes before the but and after the but are the same type of nouns. So either they're animals, places, food, books, type of music. So I like salsa. Sorry, I like bachata, but I don't really like salsa. So you see, that's how it's used. So let's look at the words in these sentences. So remember, and but are used in different ways to each other. They're different words. So I live in Spain, full stop. I'm from Argentina. Now, because it's talking about the same thing, so we could say I live in Spain. Sorry, it's talking about different things because Spain and Argentina are two different countries. I live in Spain, but I'm from Argentina. Number 2, I'm 21. My sister is 21. So you could say and because it's the same information, or I'm adding. And is used to add information. I'm 21 and my sister is 21. Or it could have been I'm 21 and my sister is 19, whatever. So when I'm adding information, I use and, but but is like saying something different. So let's do number 3. I'm British. Hindi is my first language. British and Hindi are two different things. So we can't say and because we're not adding same, information about the same thing. So it would be I'm British, but Hindi is my first language. So can you see how it's but? Number 4, he's from Germany. He works in Russia. But it could, he's from Germany and if I said and, it's only he's from Germany and he lives in the mountains and he speaks very good German and he enjoys traveling. I'm not really adding information. I'm kind of saying but. He's from Germany, but he's not living there because he lives in Russia because he works there. So can you see why it's but? I'm not adding information to support Germany. I'm going against it. I'm saying, but he doesn't live there. He lives in Russia. So can you see why it's but? Number 5, my friend is 30. He's single. Now it looks like I'm adding information. My friend is 30 and he's single. Yeah, I'm adding information about him. Okay, the next one. I live in Spain. I work in France. But because I'm not saying I live in Spain and I have 2 kids and I enjoy traveling around Spain. I'm not really adding information. I'm changing Spain. I'm not talking about Spain.
Sorry.
It's good. Yes, downstairs.
Say the people. I am hero.
Say,
Here.
bring them to
Actually,
class.
I pay you more than experiment with
Wow, good, good. I live in Spain, but I work in France. Can you see why it's but? Number 7. She's a student. She's from Oxford University. It's connecting. Student and Oxford University are connecting information. So she's a student and she's at Oxford Uni. Yeah, that's where she studies. She's a student and she studies at Oxford. My family is in the countryside. I'm in the city. But because I'm changing, I'm not continuing to talk about the country. I'm changing to say, but I don't live in the country. I'm in the city. My family is in the countryside, but I'm in the city. Okay, let's look at writing sentences yourself. So I'm going to give you a few minutes. You're going to write 2 sentences. One is with and one is with but. So 2 separate sentences. Okay, so remember a sentence goes from the beginning to the end in the full stop. So in each sentence, you must have one that says and in the middle and one that says but. Okay, we'll come back and check them. And welcome, Clayton. So these were just some examples we had from before. So we're looking at writing sentences using and or one with but. So this one is, I live in Sydney, but I wish I lived in Adelaide. Because she's changing. She's not adding information to Sydney. She's not saying, I live in Sydney and I work there and I love Sydney and Sydney is the best. She's not talking about Sydney after. So she said, but, because she changed it. But I wish I lived in Adelaide. I like to eat rice and beans because they're 2 of the same type of nouns. They're food. I like to eat rice and beans. Another example is, now I'm a student, but in 2 years, I will be a designer. So, but, she's not continuing to talk about a student. She's saying, but. I like pasta and pizza. You could even put and but in the same sentence. But I hate vegetables. So as long as the noun is about the same thing, then you can do that. Okay, so lots more examples. So if you could read them, but let's look at your examples. I'm interested to know what are your examples. So let's start with Santiago. What's your sentence?
Pop music.
Maybe.
No. I like pop music.
Yeah.
But prefer acting music.
Well, you said you like. So only if you say, but I don't like. So you have to be careful with, thank you. Thanks for telling
It's
me.
possible.
It's what?
It's possible having and yes.
Oh, I know. Yes, I know.
Who knows?
Who knows? I know. We should have every day somebody has a day to take the key. Okay, so not prefer. Because if you said but, it means I like pop music, but I feel like but here is more like I like pop music, but I don't listen to it. Oh, I like pop music, but I don't like, I don't know. I prefer, it sounds like you want to say I like pop music and I like, what's the other music? Sorry? Latin music, yeah. Or maybe I like pop music, but I much prefer Latin music. So if someone says to you, do you like pop music? Then yeah, you're like, yeah, I do like it, but I much prefer Latin music. Yeah. So only really if someone asked you, do you like pop music? And you're saying yes, but. Okay, good. And your sentence with and? Sorry?
One dog and two pets.
Yeah, perfect. He has one dog and two cats. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Oscar, what are your two sentences?
I like music, but I don't sing.
But I don't sing? Yeah, but I don't sing. Okay, I like music, but I don't sing. Yeah. I like to hear music, but I don't sing. Maybe to hear, but I don't sing. I like to hear music, but I don't sing. Yeah. And your sentence with and? Children? Yeah, perfect. I like pets and he's adding information about what he likes. Good. Juanita.
I don't like a cake, but I like chocolate cake.
Well, you just said I don't like cakes.
Yeah.
That means all cakes. So the only way you could do that is I like I don't like all cakes. So you could say I don't like all cakes, but I like chocolate. And we don't need to repeat the noun, chocolate ones, but I like chocolate ones. So it was really important you say, I don't like all of them, but I do like chocolate ones. And your but, so your and? Yes, I like dancing salsa and bachata. Okay, good. And I know that's bachata, perfect. Okay, thank you. Brian. Perfect. I'm studying English. So I'm studying English and system engineering. Yep, good. And your but? I like to cook.
I like to eat. No.
Cook. I like to eat, but not to cook. Yes. Yep, perfect. Because you could say, I like to eat, but not to cook. Yeah, talking about two actions. So he likes this action, but not this action. So as long as you put two, but not to cook. Okay, thank you. Sebastian.
To play soccer and softball.
Perfect. I like to play soccer and softball. Two of this, like two activities, this one and this one. Yep. And your but?
But I don't like.
I have a dog, but I don't like him. I have a daughter. Yeah. Yes, I have a daughter, but I don't live with her. I like that. I have a daughter, but I don't live with her at the moment, if you want. Yeah. Oh, I don't live with her. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. I'll come back to one to Jimena because maybe you're doing the test then. George, what do you have? You have two sentences, one with and one with but. I like
food. The
I like to see this. I like to look at the sunset. Yeah, I like watching sunsets
is
and eating fries, like chips. In Australia, it's more common hot chips. Yeah, and chips, hot chips. Yeah, and hot chips. Or chicken. Yeah, any food. Yeah, so I like watching sunsets and so he's talking about two activities. So that's why he connected two activities. Perfect. And do you have a but?
I like food. But I don't like
Yes, I like fruits. I like fruits, but I don't like vegetables. At all? No vegetables?
depends.
Yeah, but mostly no. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, we'll come to Shirley. What are your sentences? But I don't like, yes, I like to eat, but I don't like, we say putting on weight. Maybe like that. That's another way, more common. We say putting on weight to get fat. So I like to eat, but yeah, but I don't like to put on weight. So you're careful, maybe how much you eat. Okay, and your sentence with and. Perfect. I like to run and swim. So she's talking about two activities every evening. Perfect. Every single evening. Wow. Good. Let's go to George. Your two sentences? Sorry, Victor. I, what is it? I'm here to study. Yeah, that's a good sentence. I'm here to study, but I have to work a lot. Good. And your sentence with and? Perfect. I like my mother and my father in and my mother-in-law. Yeah, I like my mother and my mother-in-law. Good. How about online? I don't see anyone writing in the chat box. Or if you want, you can say it to me. Some sentences with and but. How about, let me pick. I'll start with Gustavo. No? Jessica, do you want to write some sentences with and but? Min, Valeria, Vivi, Clayton, so you can write your sentences in the chat. And let's go to Anna. Yeah, I want to travel for work. Like I want to travel abroad to work. Yeah, so I want to travel overseas. Is that what you mean? Overseas to work. But yes, but I don't have enough money to do that. Good. Enough money. Yep, to do that. That's what it means. Good. I want to travel overseas to work, but I don't have enough money to do that now. Yep. Good. Perfect. I have 4 dogs and 2 cats at home. Yep, we could say just at home. I have 4 dogs and 2 cats at home. Good. Thank you. Julian. I like to drive a car and bike. Sorry? Yeah, I like to drive a car. I like to drive my car and bike out of the city. Yeah, or we say on long trips. Because if you're going out of the city, that's a long trip. Yeah. So it's more common to say, I like to drive my car and bike on long trips. So out of the city on long trips. Good. And your butt? Yes, I like to have pets, but I don't have any at the moment. Yeah, good. I don't have any. So we don't need to repeat the subject. We can say, I like to have pets, but I don't have any at the moment. Good sentences. Thank you. Italo. Hey. I like soccer, but the Australian. Okay, I like soccer, but the Australian teams aren't as interesting. Is that what you mean? So this sentence here. So I like soccer, but the Australian teams aren't as interesting. They're not interesting to watch.
But you erase the word is yeah.
Yeah, what don't you like? So, but the people don't. Okay, yes. So I like soccer, but the Australian people don't really like it.
People like football.
Yes, AFL, Australian football, yes. So I like soccer, but the Australian people, if you want, like football more. Yeah, like football more. Yeah, but the Australian people like football. Or because some people like soccer, but they like football more. It's more common. Yeah. And your sentence with and? Another one with and? Yes, perfect. I like to eat hot dogs and pasta. Good. Thank you. Jonathan. I speak Spanish. But that means you no longer want to speak Spanish anymore. Yeah. It's like saying I speak Spanish, but I want to speak English, but no more Spanish. Okay. I speak, if you want, maybe I speak English perfectly, but I want to speak English perfectly also. Because I'm sure you want to keep both languages. So I speak Spanish perfectly, but I want to speak English just as perfect. So we have a saying, just as perfect. So I speak Spanish perfectly, but I want to speak English just the same, like perfect. Because if you said I speak Spanish, but I want to speak English, that means you don't want to speak Spanish again in your whole life. So it's a bit hard to say just but. So I said you speak it perfect, but you want to do the same with your English. Okay, good. Did you do 2 sentences? Yeah? And tango. And tango? Yeah. I like dancing to salsa music and to tango. Yeah, perfect. Adriano. Yes, what's your sentence? Yeah. And football and cooking. Yeah, I like pasta. And really, because you're talking about food, I like pasta and pizza. Because you're doing one is an action and one is a noun. So it's really hard to put and. You have to keep them in the same. So if you want, I like pasta and pizza and burgers. Or I like eating pasta and cooking some. But yeah, it's a hard one. It's more, I would keep it with food. So what other food do you like? Pasta and pizza. Same here. So make sure what you put before and after and are in the same category. So if they're activities, keep them activities. If they're food, keep them food. If they're places, like I like Argentina and Colombia, then keep them in the same.
Do you like that part?
Who?
Do you like that part?
What's that?
Do you know? Asmar? Do you like?
What's that?
Okay.
Ah, okay. Is it from Argentina?
No, in Colombia.
Ah, in Colombia. I don't know. Yeah?
It's crazy in the America.
Ah, okay. Okay, and your one with but? Yeah, but I don't have money to do that. Good. Fake affirmation. I like traveling. So remember, after like, we put the ing. I like traveling. I like swimming. So I like traveling, but I don't have money to do that now. Good. Silvio. I like music. Ah, so yeah, so I like listening to music, but I prefer to watch a film. Yeah, if someone says, what do you want to do tonight? Do you want to listen to music? Yeah, I like listening to music, but I prefer to watch a film. Okay, good. And but, sorry, and. I like to play. How do I spell it? It's a game. I like to play N or L? A-U? E? Yeah. Ah, okay. I like to play truck. Okay. I like this one. Euro truck. But and football. Yeah. So I like to play Euro truck and football. I don't know this game. Oh, video game. I don't know it. Video game. Euro truck.
Always this football, you must say.
I know. Exactly. Euro truck simulator. Cool. So you drive in the truck. That's cool. Rugby. That's another game. Okay, good. Clayton says, I like watching football and eating pizza. Yes, because and has the activities. One is the same. You're talking about activities. Pizza, activity, and football. I like watching series, but I don't have time. Good. But I don't have time at the moment. So just make sure. I like watching series, but I don't have time. We say at the moment, but I don't have time at the moment. Yeah, very good sentence. Any more? So last sentences online. I like spicy food, but I don't like vegan food. Yes. So, but, because she's not talking anymore about the spicy, she changed. Because she said, I like this, but I don't like this. Any more online? So write your sentences. Yes.
Your favorite sport?
Swimming. Yeah. I love swimming. Yes, Michael Phelps. American. Yes. Oh, I wish. He's very good. I think he's still swimming. Okay, good. So that's using words called conjunctions. They just mean that they're connecting. Instead of putting a full stop and starting a new sentence, we're connecting same type of things. So I like this and this, or I don't like this and I don't like that. And remember, but changes what you were saying before. Like, for example, I was born in Perth, but I live in Adelaide. So they're my two sentences. I love swimming and reading. And then I was born in Perth, but I live in Adelaide. Okay, good. So let's have a break. And when we come back, we will look at talking about a world party. Yeah, a world party. Okay, so let's have a break and we'll see you all after. And remember, if you want to write some comments, you can go to Facebook or something like that as you wait. Okay, we'll be back soon. Okay, so let's have a look. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, let's have a look at the next section of our textbook. So we are looking at a world party. Okay, so a world party. So it says here Chinese New Year in Singapore. So you can see, I guess it's the year of the fish. So in Singapore, I guess every year they have an animal to represent that year and what it means and everything. So this must be the year of the fish. It's in Singapore. It looks like there's lots of things to do. So the people are out and enjoying it. So it's amazing how every country celebrates very different. So parties, because that's what it is. It's a party for the new year. People can have parties, in homes. They can be outside, like festivals. They can be outdoors. They can be indoors, maybe for a certain place inside. But yes, let's have a look at looking at key vocab. So we know that we talked about measurement in the last class, if you remember, in the last few lessons ago. Or was it unit 12 when we looked at measurements? No, it was this unit where we were looking at using words like, sorry, it was last unit where we were talking about meters and kilometers. Unit 12. 12 or 11? Wow, it feels like a long time ago. Unit 12, I think. Because I know it was definitely at the end of the book. 12, yeah. So you looked at measurements. So here, the same thing. We have a little bit of measurements. Like in the USA, they say feet and miles. But in Australia, we say centimeters and kilometers. So centimeters is how tall are you? So I am 160 centimeters. So usually with our height, we say centimeters. Or if you want to buy like, you know, like a pot or a pan for cooking, it goes by centimeters. Or if you want to buy shoes, sometimes they'll have the American size, the Australian size, and even the centimeter size. So centimeters could be used for a lot of things. Like I said, the pot, you know, like when you want to buy this one. So it tells you how many centimeters. So you could see this says it is 25 centimeters. You see, for our height, we use centimeters. So 160 centimeters person would be someone like this tall. So it shows you the height. So that's American. We need centimeters. Yeah. So we use centimeters, and kilometers is for more when you're talking about distance. So how far do you live to the city? Oh, I live about 2 k's from the city. Or how far do we need to walk or drive? Then we use kilometers. So we have, let's try and match them. So some are in America. The ones on the left, from 1 to 5 are in American, and we want to do, what is it converted to in Australian? So the first one, they did it for us. Americans will say 1 foot. That's the same as saying 30 centimeters. We have a ruler, which is 30 centimeters. That's very common. As a kid, this is how I learned how much 30 centimeters is. Because this is what we have in school, and it's 30 centimeters. So in school, I always remembered 30 centimeters is like that because of our ruler, because we always had this in our class. And that is 30 centimeters. Okay, 3 square feet. What is that? Yes, it is E. So 3 square feet is 0.2 meters. Yes, and good. If you remember earlier in the lesson, we said point. 0.27. That's how we pronounce it. Remember? If we look back in this unit, we did point and I think percent. Yes, so point. That's how we say it. 0.27. Okay, good. So 2E. How about 1 mile? So this is usually with running. People will say, oh, I run a mile. D. Good. So we've got the point, and in Australia, we say kilometers. Americans will say 1 mile, but we say, because it's equal to 1.6 kilometers. 500 miles is, 800 kilometers. And 1,000, so we have a comma. After 999, we then have a comma. 1,100, 1,200, whatever. 1,500 miles is equal to 2,400 kilometers. Yeah, good. Okay, so that's vocab with talking about in Australia using kilometers or centimeters and how to say the numbers if they have a point or if they are above numbers above 999. So we say 2,400 and 400. Okay, let's watch a video and match 1 to 8 with A to H. So we're looking at the number of years to count from 1 to 7 billion, the number of stars you can see at the night, the number of times around the Earth with 7 billion steps, the number of text messages in the USA every second, the area for one person to stand, the area for one person at a party, the area for 7 billion people at a party, the area for 7 billion people in a photo. So we're going to watch the video and we're going to know the answers, the number to these questions from here, from the video. Okay, so let's watch.
There are 7 billion people.
Is there a place for a world party? Let's go and take a look. Actually, a place for 7 billion people isn't very big compared to the Earth. One person needs about 3 square feet. But it's a party, so everyone needs about 6 square feet. So for everyone in the world, that's about 42 billion square feet or 1,500 square miles. So, where is a good place for this party? The Juneau ice field in Alaska is the correct size, but it's a bit cold. Or there's the state of Rhode Island. It's 1,500 square miles. What about French Polynesia? Its islands are beautiful, and they are about 1,500 square miles. Oh, and for a photograph of 7 billion people with everyone next to each other, we need an area of 500 square miles. Yes, 7 billion people in 500 square miles. Los Angeles is 500 square miles, so we can take the photograph there. Here comes the photographer in a helicopter. Smile!
Okay, let's watch it again. Ready?
There are 7 billion people in the world. But how big is 7 billion?
One, two, three, four.
Don't count from 1 to 7 billion. It takes 200 years. There are 7 billion stars. But from Earth, you can see 1,000 at night, not billions. Walk around the Earth 133 times, and that's 7 billion steps. People send 7 billion texts every 30 hours in the USA. That's 65,000 texts every second. And what about a party with 7 billion people? Everyone can come. But where on earth is there a place for a world party? Let's go and take a look. Actually, a place for 7 billion people isn't very big compared to the Earth. One person needs about 3 square feet. But it's a party, so everyone needs about 6 square feet. So for everyone in the world, that's about 42 billion square feet, or 1,500 square miles. So, where is a good place for this party? The Juneau ice field in Alaska is the correct size, but it's a bit cold. Or there's the state of Rhode Island. It's 1,500 square miles. What about French Polynesia? Its islands are beautiful, and they are about 1,500 square miles. Oh, and for a photograph of 7 billion people with everyone next to each other, we need an area of 500 square miles. Yes, 7 billion people in 500 square miles. Los Angeles is 500 square miles, so we can take the photograph there. Here comes the photographer in a helicopter. Smile!
Okay, and I'll play it one last time.
There are 7 billion people in the world. But how big is 7 billion?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't count from 1 to 7 billion. It takes 200 years. There are 7 billion stars. But from Earth, you can see 1,000 at night, not billions. Walk around the Earth 133 times, and that's 7 billion steps. People send 7 billion texts every 30 hours in the USA. That's 65,000 texts every second. And what about a party with 7 billion people? Everyone can come. But where on earth is there a place for a world party? Let's go and take a look. Actually, a place for 7 billion people isn't very big compared to the Earth. One person needs about 3 square feet. But it's a party, so everyone needs about 6 square feet. So for everyone in the world, that's about 42 billion square feet, or 1,500 square miles. So, where is a good place for this party? The Juneau ice field in Alaska is the correct size, but it's a bit cold. Or there's the state of Rhode Island. It's 1,500 square miles. What about French Polynesia? Its islands are beautiful, and they are about 1,500 square miles. Oh, and for a photograph of 7 billion people with everyone next to each other, we need an area of 500 square miles. Yes, 7 billion people in 500 square miles. Los Angeles is 500 square miles, so we can take the photograph there. Here comes the photographer in a helicopter. Smile!
Okay, so we have questions. Let's have a look. So we should know what's the number of years to count from 1 to 7 billion. So if I want to count from the number 1 all the way to 7 billion, how long will it take me? 200 200 years. Yep. So 200 years. So 1E. What's the number of stars you can see at night? The number of stars at night.
Yeah.
F, no. 133 years. The 133 stars? No. A, 1,000. Yes. So we can see 2A. It makes sense. Well, I think more than, about 1,000. So we can see 1,000 stars. At least we can count 1,000 stars that we can see at night. How about what's the number of times around the Earth with 7 billion steps?
Yeah.
Yes, 133, so 3F. And the number of text messages in the USA every second? 4G, yep. So it takes 65,000 text messages is sent. So 65,000 text messages every second in the USA. People send messages. What's the number for one person to stand? The area, sorry. D. 3 square feet. So we know that's in American, but 3 square feet. And the area, that means like the space. So how much space does one person can take at a party? 6. B, yep. B is 6 square feet. And what is the area for 7 billion people at a party? C. It will be 1,500 square miles. And the area for 7 billion people in a photo, how much space will they take? They will take 500 square miles. Okay, let's watch the video again, and you're going to put them in order. So what happens in order? Okay, so there are 7 billion stars. That's the first thing that we see in the video. And then which one's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Okay, so watch the video one last time to answer that question.
There are 7 billion people in the world. But how big is 7 billion?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't count from 1 to 7 billion. It takes 200 years. There are 7 billion stars. But from Earth, you can see 1,000 at night, not billions. Walk around the Earth 133 times, and that's 7 billion steps. People send 7 billion texts every 30 hours in the USA. That's 65,000 texts every second. And what about a party with 7 billion people? Everyone can come. But where on earth is there a place for a world party? Let's go and take a look. Actually, a place for 7 billion people isn't very big compared to the Earth. One person needs about 3 square feet. But it's a party, so everyone needs about 6 square feet. So for everyone in the world, That's about 42 billion square feet, or 1,500 square miles. So, where is a good place for this party? The Juneau ice field in Alaska is the correct size, but it's a bit cold. Or there's the state of Rhode Island. It's 1,500 square miles. What about French Polynesia? Its islands are beautiful, and they are about 1,500 square miles. Oh, and for a photograph of 7 billion people with everyone next to each other, we need an area of 500 square miles. Yes, 7 billion people in 500 square miles. Los Angeles is 500 square miles, so we can take the photograph there. Here comes the photographer in a helicopter. Smile!
Okay, what did we see happen first? So the first one is that they told us there are 7 billion stars, and then what did we know as number 2 next?
People can sell every 30 hours in the year.
People send the text. Yeah. So we have A, they did it for us, and then people send the text messages. They talked about the text messages. What did they then talk about after? C, the space that one person needs to take. Like, if a person is standing, how much space do they need? 3 square feet. Good. And then what did they tell us? Okay, so everyone needs about 6 square feet. And then yeah. Bit cold. So about Alaska, yep. And then 6. Yeah, Rhode Island. And then the last one, they said smile. Yeah. Okay, good. Now we're gonna watch a short part of the video with some words, vocab, and let's see if we know what they mean, the words. Okay, it's only a little short video.
Don't count from 1 to 7 billion. It takes 200 years. And what about a party with 7 billion people? Everyone can come. The Juneau ice field in Alaska is the correct size, but it's a bit cold. What about French Polynesia? Its islands are beautiful, and they are about 1,500 square miles. Here comes the photographer in a helicopter. Smile!
I love it, the emoji. Okay, good. So let's see if we can answer these questions for our own class. So remember, when we ask questions, one way to ask is by using the H, how many? So, okay, so we have how many people are in your class now? For today. And don't forget, how many are on here?
12.
12. And online we have, because they're still in class, we can't forget 6. 18? Okay, so sorry, 18. We have 18 people, so you can put that number here in our class. How many are male? 10 in class, and online 1, 2. Yeah, I think Fernando finished. I thought he finished too. He should be next level. So 1, so what number did you say?
11.
Okay, 11. And how many are female? 3, and then online 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 6. And how many are under 20? Now this is interesting. 2. I think, sorry, not that one. I think they're all over 20. Yeah, so 2. Okay, so 2 people are under 20. Over 20, so that would be 16. Our students, 18, everyone, have a job. How many people have a job? Almost. Yeah.
I need to work. Do you have that hobby?
No. I don't know anyone that needs, yeah, I wish. But I'll see. I'll ask him.
I
Yeah.
ask this to you because the glory to God, I know you are a millionaire.
I wish as well, that one.
It's more fun.
Yeah. Okay, so how many people have a job? 15? Maybe online. Vivi, Clayton, he has a job. 16? Okay, so we can put about 16. How many speak 2 or more languages? Well, everyone, because at least you speak English and your native language, so that's already 2. So that's everyone. Are from this country? 0. And have a mobile phone. Everybody has, I think everyone has a mobile phone. Okay, let's do this together. We're going to write a short report about our class. So let's write different things because we know the information from here, but let's put it in different words. So we'll do it together. Maybe we can write, so almost, oh yeah. Now, yeah, so there are 18 students In my class, yep. So good, we're just writing full sentences. So there are 18 students in my class. In my English class, if you want, let's put English. In my English class. There are more, there are more males? So I'm gonna make the next sentence. There are more males than, because I'm comparing, females. So that's a good sentence for question 2 and 3 about how many are male and how many are female. So I made it into one sentence. There are more males than females. Almost everyone is over 40. So, over 20. Almost everyone, because not everyone, because there's 2 people. Yeah. So almost everyone is over 20. That means is older than 20. So almost everyone is over 20. Everyone is students. Only, how many people have jobs? Was it 60? Wow, again, almost everyone has a job. Almost everyone has a job, as well as being a student, as well as being a student. So that's how I can make a sentence for those questions. Almost everyone has a job, as well as being a student. Everyone speaks more than everyone speaks more than one language. What was the question? Speak 2 or more language. Everyone speaks more than one language. Yes, everyone speaks at least 2 languages. So that means like minimum. Everyone speaks at least 2 languages. Yeah. So these should be so you can see how every time I put a full stop, I'm giving more different information in my next sentence. So very important in English to use full stops. I start the sentence with a capital letter. And I'm talking about present simple. I'm using a lot of present simple verbs. Okay, and are from this country, no one. So I could say no one is from Australia originally. So that's another word, nice word. No one is from Australia originally. Or you could say a sentence like, everyone is mostly from Latin America. So maybe I could do that sentence if I wanted. So everyone is mostly, because remember, not everyone, but everyone is mostly from Latin America. Remember to capitalize because it's the name of a country. Okay, and everyone has a mobile phone.
But
Yeah,
so people
are,
who have
are, but 2 people, yeah, are not, under 20. Well, you don't need to say but because you said almost. So I already know that.
other
Oh, sorry, what's your other sentence? Instead of almost everyone is over 20, you want to say, what's your sentence?
everyone over but
Yeah, well, because you said everyone is. So that's not a true sentence, is it? Because everyone is not over 20. So I would not start that way because it's completely false. No, everyone is not over 20. So that's why this word became more powerful, almost, because it's not everyone. So I wouldn't say everyone and then say but, because then it's like you made a false sentence and then, it wasn't a good sentence at all. So it became more powerful when you say almost. Another word for almost is no, I mean, that's a good word. So no, I would not say that sentence. Another way, almost everyone is over 20, is like there are only 2 students who are not over 20. I mean, you could make a sentence like that. There are 2 students that are not over 20. But yeah. And the last one, everyone has. Because remember, we use the verb to have when we talk about objects or nouns. So everyone has a mobile phone. If you want, everyone owns. That means that they buy it, it's theirs. They've bought it, it's theirs. So everyone owns a mobile phone. Or let's practice the have. So everyone has. Any other ways? Do you want to, online, did you guys want to write any other sentence differently? So what we did now is in the first part, we just took the numbers. In the second part here, we wrote. So when it says write a short report, it should be full sentences because you're writing. So you can imagine the first part, number 6, was just notes. That's how we do notes. We take numbers, we just write, you know, but this was now a report. So any other sentences? No? Good. Okay, so that gets us to the end of the unit, but we will next lesson do the review and extra materials. So keep working on your extra materials. But we have gone fast in the unit, but it doesn't mean that we finished the class early. It just means that we can now watch some videos. So I'm really big on so if we go to YouTube, we can watch some videos that to do with our unit. So we've been talking
Hi, and welcome to our lesson on time and daily.
We've been talking about introducing. So let's look at introducing ourselves or introducing yourself. So I'll try and pick a nice long video because we've got some time. I don't want it to be too easy because I want to give you something that's a little real. So this is basic English, dialogues introducing yourself. Let's start here. This is basic, but I will kind of give you something a little harder. Okay.
Starting with a blank page can be overwhelming. Grammarly gives you a head start.
Everyone
Simply
can.
type a prompt to instantly generate an
so the only reason with everyone can is you're saying if they want. Remember, can means if they want to, but everyone is doing it. So everyone is a better sentence because can means if they want. But I would say everyone is studying English. So again, very important, the difference between saying can and more definite by saying is. Everyone is doing it, 100%. That's what they're doing. Can is, you know, if they want to, they can, like if you want, you can come to class or come online, you know, like you kind of, if you want. So that's the difference. We want to say is. When we're writing a report, it looked like it was more definite, more sure. Everyone is studying English in class. Everyone, yeah. Okay, good. But if you have any more, keep writing them and I will check them. Okay, so basic English, let's watch the video because we've got some time. We've finished the unit. It was a pretty simple unit. I know that it was a lot about introducing ourselves. And I know that you've learned a lot of this. It's, you know, but it is the start of the unit. So it's easy to go faster because it's very simple. But let's watch. We'll watch a basic one and then we'll watch something a little harder. Because when I used to learn Spanish and Italian, I always watched very simple videos. I read very children's books. So that's the best thing you can do when you're learning. Okay, so let's watch.